Hails and well met, and welcome to my dankest dungeon. I'm your host, Mally Nim, and today within these dank walls, I gathered my players so we could talk about UWU. Hello, players.
Hello, DM.
Hello.
Sub.
And immediately as you do that, I have a phone call. I'm so sorry.
All right, so we'll wait
Good
here
timing.
for Twixie to get back from the phone call. No, what's up, players? What's up? Welcome in. From the end of Mog to the beginning of UWU wasn't really that long, but it just feels like UWU has been in the works for so dang long.
That's because it has.
Yeah, I've been working on a Woo before I was working on Mog, so.
That's wild. So, let's see. To start us off, we from TYRS to UWU. So at the end of TYRS, the first Shadows Fall campaign, Tears of Heaven, I parted ways with the players to do other projects with the words that, they would be the first to be invited to season 2.
Wait.
What?
Hold on.
Oh.
What are we doing? Shouldn't we do a sound check first?
One
Anyway,
of the
now
days of
that,
all time.
now that we have the sound check, okay, continue. Sorry that I did interrupt, but this is very important.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for doing that. Sorry, I was like, I guess I'll just get started, So, yeah. Shadows Fall, Season 3, that's what we're here to talk about. But how did we get here? 3 seasons. So, Season 1, Tears of Heaven, finished in, 2023? Right?
I
Or-
believe so. You
Yeah, makes
saying
sense,
that
yeah.
makes me feel so old now. It's like, oh my gosh, wait, no, the first season was like nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I know. We finished that near the beginning of 2023, I think, and I told the players, we parted ways. I didn't know if anybody would come back for season 2, but I told them that they would be the first I invited. And then I took a break from, a major campaign and went into trying a little side project called Darkest Demon Dungeon Lord. A little West Marches kind of thing where I could bring in a bunch of different players to try out Demon Lord with a little bit of a flavor of Darkest Dungeon. So I did that for a little while, and then after a few months I was like, well, let me gauge interest and start, getting ideas for season 2. And so I sent all the players a message and they all were on board for season 2. So bam, we got season 2 started working on that, and not even, because I went back and checked the timeline, not even 9 episodes in, I was on a long car drive, and you know how the brain wanders while you're driving or in the shower, and I just started having ideas for season 3 just for funsies. So I sent those ideas over to Ruba last March-ish, maybe even sooner. And that was the initial concept was, hey, I kind of want to go above beyond plus ultra in Demon Lord, go past level 10, and maybe the world that y'all are in is all your players' worlds, but crashed together. And so the first idea was Shadows Fall, Worlds Collide.
Oh, yeah. I remember I was inspired and made I made logos for it back then.
And here are a few of those logos from back then. Oh, there we go. Shadows Fall, Worlds Collide. And
Ooh.
yeah, that was like.
But that
Oh, go ahead.
But that would mean, like, it would be Shadows Fall WC, you know?
Yeah. But you came up with like a bunch of cool versions of that too. Let's do a few more. Here's another one here. I know you have to wait on the delay to see what I'm pulling up so you can talk about it, but here's another concept.
I like this one way better.
I really like this one because that does give the silly anime aesthetic of like the morning, especially with like the world section.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was really cool. There's another one though that I like that is almost like that, but the Shadows Fall is a little different. That one's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, this one is more different. It's certainly different. It doesn't use your heretic font, which at that point I thought maybe the heretic font is a little bit too overused, and like if you have like a more, what's it called, like a more a campaign that is not Shadow of the Demon Lord-y or something, that we kind of move away from that.
100% agree. Good stuff. And here's like another one where you like reduce the size of the letters.
Oh my god, you saved them all. What the fuck?
I did. And maybe I will change the music a little bit too. Speaking of which, I know I'm a little late, but what is Shadows Fall? Unlimited Worlds Unite? Well, that's a most excellent question. I'm so glad you asked. It's a TTRPG live play campaign that uses the Shadow of the Weird Wizard system. Shout out to Schwab Entertainment, with phenomenal Hero Forge models by Ruby and Rayner. Shout out to Hero Forge, and the most excellent in-game music and sound by Syrinscape. Shout out to Syrinscape. Okay, now that we know what UWU is, let's change the music and... So yeah, that was the first concept. High-level Demon Lord. A little inspired by anime, but with all the worlds combining into one world. And I don't know... Do you remember, Ruby, how that went? Why it was changed from that?
Yeah, so at first, like I said, like I said before, we wanted to do like a high level campaign starting at probably like level 7 or something like that, and we all started to work on like our characters and whatnot. And back then also Rayner was very new to the whole system and to the group, and like
I'm just a baby.
yeah, and you would have to learn the system while also playing a high level character. And so it was actually good that you joined us like mid campaign, but you know, playing a completely new character with like new things and whatnot would have been probably like way more difficult. And yeah, but what was the original question?
Oh, the worlds
yeah,
collide. Changing from that.
We wanted to be like completely like overpowered and stuff, because usually when our campaign ends, you know, that's like the only time, like in TYRS we were level 10, boom, the campaign like last session ends. And also like now in Morg we have like one session with like our level 10 characters. And so the campaign ends, and we wanted to go beyond that, and we wanted to be very, very powerful this time. And but we kind of changed that because you saw that there is like a new system on the market called the Weird Wizard.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that point. We're not there yet, Ruby. I'm talking about like the worlds
okay.
collide themselves. Because my initial thought, since we were doing high-level Demon Lord, was, you know, everybody would be heroes from their respective world already.
Right, yes, you're right. My original concept was that I was already isekai'd actually at one point.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and talk about the old character concepts. Let's see. I don't have any images for yours, Twixie. But we will go in order from right to left. We're starting with you, Chewsday. Let's show your old character concept. Boom.
Oh my god, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, the Bloodborne inspired.
Yeah, I was playing Bloodborne.
Makes sense.
You might not tell, you might not be able to tell. I was playing Bloodborne. This one was pretty cool. I actually liked the classes I picked. It was more like, oh fuck, one of the classes wasn't me. It's not really, it looked combat, but it was more like knowledge based and shit. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I just, decided not to do it.
Yeah, well, and then we changed systems too, and you were like some kind of, I think, not a librarian, but like a jack of all trades or something, and you were gonna have like, oh, I have like 20 professions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that was Simple's initial concept for Shadows Fall at the time. Worlds collide. Knowing is half the battle, the other half is extreme violence. MINO-Taur. Oh, what you got, Chewsday?
I was gonna say, I thought I had another card concept beginning, but never mind. Continue. I think I had like loads, but not.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah, you had another one actually that I remember.
Oh, I might have missed downloading that one. Do you remember what it was, Simple?
Yes. Oh.
Oh, it was the magical girl who was burnt out.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever make a model for your magical girl, burnout girl?
I can't remember.
We did. I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up because I don't recall.
Was that the Kamen Rider inspired character, or was that another one?
Another one.
Kind of. I have like all the old assets probably. Oh, no, wait.
And I have your
Maybe?
old model, Rayner, but it's basically the same as your new one, so
Just different legs.
different colors. But I only have that in the 3-person image, so we'll come back to you after that, after we get to Ruba.
What about Trixie?
I don't have any images for Twixies, but we can talk about Twixies. Twixie, what were you gonna play?
I actually believe that I had 2 different concepts. One of them was actually Kuro from the beginning, because when we were looking at the original Demon Lord system, there was a lot of stuff that was similar to the Weird Wizard system. So overall, she was kind of the same character, but I do remember having a concept for a... I'm gonna sneeze, 2 seconds.
For a sneeze.
I sent you the concepts for
Hi, I'm back.
Simple's
Oh, okay.
Magical Girl.
Oh, dang, yeah, I don't remember seeing these.
But yeah, like the other one was going to be a very over-the-top pixie bard of some description as well, that I was quite liking, because I'm not gonna lie, I've played very moody bitch characters in every single one that we've played, so I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be really nice, I'm gonna be really lovely, this is gonna be great, and then I started like thinking of Kuro's concept, and I'm like, oh god, I'm going down this rabbit hole again, oh, here we go.
I was gonna say, aren't you a moody bitch right now as well?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
She has a type.
Next campaign, TM, I promise. I'll break my streak.
I mean, I was looking forward to a happy-go-lucky pixie, though. Not gonna lie.
I'll probably bench that one for next time, to be quite fair. The thing is with this system, or the systems that Mr. Schwab has gracefully dropped on our heads is, with standard like Pathfinder and D&D, there's not a lot of things that I actually enjoy playing. The problem with these is that they give you so much more freedom to actually just make concepts that you enjoy and that you like, and it's a lot more like open. So there's far too many things in these systems that I would absolutely love to play and experiment with. So it's always hard nailing down a concept.
100% agree. I wish I could play
Too much
more.
cool shit.
Yeah, I am lucky to have been invited to Ruby's Weird Wizard game, so I actually get to play the system, and it's so exciting.
It is. I love DMing it too, actually, I have to say.
Awesome. And we'll circle back to you, Simple, before we go to Rayner. I have been gifted images of your magical girl. I'm guessing this is the casual wear.
Yeah. Sorry. It's like a delay. Had to wait.
Yeah, no worries. I understand.
Yeah, if I remember for the wizard fucking system, I think if I remember, she was a spouse shooter, so she was shooting her spouse at people.
Nice.
So getting up and close. If I remember, she had a gun.
All right, sorry, trying to... Oh, yeah, no, okay. We'll get to that. All right.
Show the other one too.
I'm going to show the other one, the other magical. There we go. Got it.
Yeah, because the concept goes together. There we go. The one was like, the normal, and this one is like when she transforms into a magical girl.
I do love how the gun just
so good.
isn't themed to the outfit whatsoever. It's just a gun.
Right.
Honestly, okay, that one was my fault, honestly, because like Simple told me like magical girl with a gun, and like my first association with that was fucking Madoka Magica, where there's one magical girl that actually uses normal guns.
I cast bullet. Yeah, that's a fun concept too. I was actually looking forward to that concept, Simple. I love Chewsday, but the burnout magical girl was a fun concept too.
But it only works like to have something like that when you have like a character that already has their adventure. So
True. That reminds me that I also have a magical girl who just owns a Glock. Nice. All right, Rayner. Your original concept
Yeah.
is like
my original
completely different than what you have now. So where are you?
Oh yeah,
There we go.
very different.
Oh, you're so big. That's what she said. Oh,
That's the difference between us. I was much bigger back then.
you just built different.
Sharper thighs, yeah. Smaller hands.
So tell us
But
about your...
also-
Oh, go
Move
ahead.
head around.
but also the color way different actually.
Oh yeah, the color way different. Oh, I was red back then. I wasn't pink. Very different. Yeah, Yoshima wasn't even a concept in my head. Pink robots, what's that?
Yeah,
It's
go
all about
ahead and
red.
tell us the original concept for RoboTaur.
But the original concept was I wanted to make a robot, and I wanted to make a Minotaur, and I thought I could combine their powers and have a robot Minotaur. I thought it'd be cool, and I just made it like I just made the character design for fun, and then you were talking to me about like invited me in for the next campaign, and like I think he gave me a little bit of info about it, and I was like, okay. And then like I was like, yeah, I could use this character design for that character, and then yeah, I basically that's where like MINO-Taur came from. He was just called Robotaur at this point.
Nice. And yeah, and did you have like ideas for your like Demon Lord stats or your Demon Lord powers?
I think the original, when we're using Demon Lord, was I can't remember what it's called. It was like the starting class was the one that's like the magic, like Spellblade. I can't remember what it's called.
Spellguard, I think.
Spellguard. Oh yeah, so he was gonna be Spellguard. I think every one of his classes had the word guard in it. So like Spellguard, something else guard, and then Eternal Guardian.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Vanguard. That. Yeah, and Eternal Guardian.
The ultimate guard.
Yeah, he's the ultimate guard. He was gonna guard the party, and like with the Eternal Guardian, it was like teleports behind you, nothing personnel, kid. And I was like, yeah, that's so anime. That'd be so badass.
Hell yeah. Cool. And then let's do some new music. Uruba, your original design, where are we at? Right here.
Kit Bash.
Tell us about Kit Bash.
I don't know, just another goblin, right?
Oh, come on.
No, my original theme was since like they had been isekai 2 times already, like that a veteran basically of saving worlds, and the original world was something more inspired by Cowboy Bebop, like space stuff and like bounty hunters, jazz, that kind of stuff. That was the original inspiration for Kit Bash, because I wanted to play a tech-savvy character, like with technomancy and stuff, artificer, whatever. I still want to play a character like this, honestly. But I don't think I will have the opportunity for a long time, probably. But yeah, I wanted to play the Kit Bash. The name also came from the because a feature on Hero Forge was released at the time.
Just a week away.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the name Kit. You know, that's a great name.
It's a great. I will probably play this character at some point in the future, but probably not campaign 4. I don't know. I have a feeling that I won't be able to.
Dang. You're getting ahead of yourself. We'll see if there even is a campaign 4. Come on now.
There will be a campaign 4.
I'm getting old.
We're breaking up the bands?
No.
Cool. And yeah, so you were gonna go like technomancy, artificer, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what exactly I went for. It's been a long time, and the concept like went away because I got pepper at some point.
Peppered.
But yeah, it was something. I think I chose priest for the first class, and then went from there with like artificer and something, I don't know, something techno related probably.
Right. And I remember you finding, not going to use it, but I remember you finding the like builder master path. It was basically like Fortnite Lego master path.
Oh yeah, but I don't think I wanted to use that, even though it was a cool concept, because I had another concept actually before Kit Bash as well, another one after that, as I think, because I think at some point I wanted to play myself, like Ruby, because Ruby's lore is actually, with like world hopping and stuff.
Yeah.
But you said maybe not, and then I scratched the whole thing because everyone else is playing like a character and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe another time. We do need to get Ruby out of Chult.
I mean, technically
Save
Ruby
her.
is out of Schuld. I had a campaign after that, but like I would love to play Ruby again.
Okay, thank the gods.
I fucking hate Schuld.
Cool. So we went from all that was over the course of, in the background while we were playing Mog, right? We were talking.
We went from all Brotnar.
Brotnar. Yeah, the concept and everything. Worlds Collide was the original concept. It was going to be like everyone's world kind of smashed together. Chult is the one with the dinosaurs and undead dinosaurs. You got it, Z.
Yeah, I fucking hate that place. That place can burn. I want to play a campaign where I just play someone who burns down Schuld.
Sorry, I like the little afterwards. Season 4.
Confirmed.
Yeah, the sequel to Chultan Chaos, Chultan Destruction. Yeah, so, we had, it was gonna be, like, the 4 heroes' worlds combined into one, and then there was gonna be, of course, some kind of overarching Shadow of the Demon Lord, right? That's the name of the game. An apocalypse of some sort brought about by the Demon Lord. And since we were going for more of an anime concept, I thought, you know what? Let's just, keep the Demon Lord, actually fight them. No, in the lore of Shadow of the Demon Lord's too powerful of a figure that you would never fight, or if they actually enter your world was doomed. But we like taking lore and making fun stuff out of it. So I was like, how about we actually have a Demon Lord this season, one to fight? And that's such a classic anime trope.
Actually, in classic anime, I think, with like isekai anime, where you have to fight a demon lord, you have one season of anime and then it's cancelled. And they never fight the demon lord, just saying.
All right, yeah.
It's either that or the Demon Lord's just kind of an alright chill guy, and then he ends up like marrying one of the protagonists for some reason.
Totally.
True. Well, one of those could happen, I believe. Maybe we'll get canceled early, or,
I will marry the Demon Lord. I will take one for the team.
Sweet. So we went from Demon Lord. So we were still prepping. We're still prepping Demon Lord, right? Still behind the scenes. Still everything going on back in the distance. And then the ending of Mog. Last December, we ended Mog. And then I had to move away from my IRL friends and group. And as a parting gift, they gave me the Shadow of the Weird Wizard and Secrets of the Weird Wizard books. And I was so excited, so ecstatic. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I didn't think I would get these. And I freaking loved them and stuff, but they got put in boxes for the move. And then they got put on shelves when I actually got to my new location. And we're still working on Demon Lord. January, or was it January? No, we were still in December. Still working on Demon Lord. And then, like, maybe New Year's Eve or a day before, I'm like, you know what? Let me crack open these books. I have some time to kill. Let me crack open this Weird Wizard book and give it a read through. We're Demon Lord. We're Demon Lord all the way through. But let me read this because I want to eventually play it. Started reading it and I was like, wait, this this fits the concept so much better as far as high-powered heroes and stuff, but it's a new system. I wouldn't want to start high level. I'd want to start over, do a hero's journey. Let me send it over to Ruby and start gauging interest. So how was Weird Wizard for you, Ruby?
Honestly, when you first pitched to me the concept, like, hey, do we want to change to Weird Wizard or something? And I was like, the thing is, like, when you first showed me Weird Wizard, it didn't have any goblins. And so I was like, I don't know. I mean, the system looks great, I guess, but like, I don't know. But then I looked further into it, and like, immediately I was like, oh my god, this is so much more powerful. What the fuck? Like, all the, like everything is a little bit more tailored towards that the players survive, you know? And I really like that. I much prefer like story-driven systems than let's say have Shadow of the Demon Lord, where we had to basically you gave us a lot of leeway with Shadow of the Demon Lord. Like it usually is like what you say is that Shadow of the Demon Lord really kills the players like early on, or like the characters, not the players. And like I was never really a fan of that, but I liked the overall concept of like how you build characters in Demon Lord and whatnot. And then like with Weird Wizard, it's basically like it's basically the perfect system. I thought when I was reading it, because like, you know, it's not as deadly. It has like all the cool options, you know, all the things that Shadow of the Demon Lord does well. Weird Wizard took, and like the stuff that Demon Lord does not so well, you know, they changed it, and that's fucking great. And I love that. It's a great fucking system. And then I said, yeah, let's do that. And I was a little bit worried that one of the other players would say, no, I don't want that. You know, that would be like, yeah, I really hope that everyone was on board for this then.
Oh yeah. Speaking of other players, Simple, your first reaction to Weird Wizard.
Huh? What? So I was checked out.
Yeah, it happens. What was your first reaction to Weird Wizard, Simple?
Oh shit, I can't remember. I think I was like, yeah, it looks cool. That's it.
Oh,
kinda,
thank you, Simple.
I didn't have like a grand opinion. I don't think. I was like, yeah, this sounds okay.
No, I vehemently remember your response, Simple. You're like, yeah, no, I'd rather stick with Shadow of the Demon Lord. Sorry.
I don't know. I think it's just like built a character that I was like, do I have to do this all again? And I was like, I mean, that was the main issue I had. But I like it. It's pretty cool now, in retrospect, I guess.
Well, I'm glad you like it now, but yeah, you were the first person that was like a no. What did you think of it, Twixie, of Weird Wizard?
I was also one of the initial people who said no, because I was the same as Simple, where I already had like the character made, the concept made, and everything like that, and I was like, oh, another thing I have to do to make this work. Because I believe I missed out on one of the calls that you guys had where you went over it, because I was a bit busy, and I was like, I don't know. And then I did eventually give it like a proper read and what you said through, and I was like, oh, cool. So basically I can make the exact character that I want at a lower level with exactly everything that I need. And also I can actually figure out how Rogue works without being overwhelmed, so... And just overall, it did seem to fit the aesthetic a lot more. It felt a lot more appropriate for this game.
Agreed. And Nightfall Blade as a talent instead of a 0 level spell is nice.
Exactly.
But who said that? Rayner. What were your initial thoughts of Weird Wizard?
I was like, I really liked my character build I had for Minotaur before in Shadow of the Demon Lord. And I was like, okay, yeah, alright. I wasn't really excited for it. And I didn't make it known how I felt. I just sort of went with whatever the popular thought was at the time. But like, I think Simple started reading into it more, and then she was like telling me about like stuff, and like as she was getting more excited, I was like, okay, I guess I could look into it a little. And I mean, I'm still like with my character, I don't have like a master path in mind yet, but like I worked it out later.
Yeah, that's fun though, not knowing where your character is gonna go, but yeah, so mean DM Mally pushed a new system on his players and they reluctantly agreed.
Yeah, reluctantly, yeah.
If we have to.
Yeah.
Fine, I suppose.
Good times, good times. So yeah. So now that we have the system switch, it's time for new characters. You know what? I'm gonna actually do songs from everybody. So we'll start with you, Chewsday. Tell us a little bit about your idea for Chewsday.
Chewsday as a character started when I was just rolling the backstories for the Shadow Demon Lord book, and I kind of carried over. Like I don't know, I just rolled and I got good stuff, and I was like, and I started thinking, I don't know, I don't really know. He's just a pirate. I just wanted to do a pirate character who was a goblin, and that was it. I think specifically, I'm so out of it. I'm so tired.
No worries.
Wake the fuck up.
I won't call on you too much more. You're good, Simple. What about your, I don't want to spoil anything about the bad guys, but yeah, so real quick, I'll get to you, Simple. Real quick, I for Weird Wizard, for the game itself, I wanted my players, you know, before we even had concept of the world completely fleshed out or everything, I wanted the players to come up with at least one antagonist and one ally, you know, one rival and one ally. And so all the players did come up with that, and we did meet your ally during episode 1, though, for a moment. Would you like to talk about Ashlyn?
Yeah, she's the second in command, I guess you could say. She's also the emotional. She's the second in command, the navigator, and emotional support animal of the group of the pirate crew. Doctor of Pirates. She's pretty cool. I think she has a gun. I think she uses a gun. That's it.
Badass.
And when we first met her, she was a cat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She turns into a cat. She's a Farron. I think that's the right word, right? Farron.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Farron. Like I said, she's also the emotional support animal of the crew.
Nice. And your first mate, correct?
Yeah.
Sweet. Hopefully we'll see them again.
Hope.
How about you, Kuro? Let's talk about you and your, friend.
So when you came to me with the concept of like the isekai style anime thing, I thought of the most common, like totally normal thing that you could possibly imagine when you think of it. So my initial ideas were based off a combination of just like standard isekai tropes as well as freaking things like My Hero Academia and whatnot. So for Kuro, it was thinking of, oh, how do I fit like the shadow theme in it? So I was like, oh, she's the gloomy goth kid that nobody understands and that everyone like beats up and like whatnot. And then along came like the next very stereotypical thing you'd see in like a school atmosphere, which would be just like the nerdy kid who always gets the wedgies, gets shoved in lockers and whatnot, and that's where Dexter comes from, who's my if you watched episode 1, that's where they come from. And they sort of made the friendship through like mutual bullying, and later down the line, we saw them getting like, you know, this stereotypical like bullying treatment, and then I don't know how much to say about I shouldn't say much about my villain. People could probably tell from like the route that these characters are based on what they would be like, but I had a very, very clear image in my mind of exactly what I wanted, and Ruby has shown me the Hero Forge model for him, and it's absolutely exactly perfect to what I want.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to introduce them. Go ahead, Ruby.
I had so much fun making this model, by the way, you have no idea.
Oh yeah, Dexter's great.
Just a goofy little guy who's totally not a simp at all.
Your emotional support hobgoblin. All right, now we'll go to Rayner. Talk about MINO-Taur's new concept, and then your allies or antagonists or rivals, because your story is completely different, Rayner.
Yeah, I like villains, anti-villains, goons. I like those kind of characters, and I always love when a villain wants to be a good guy in a story. So my guy, he's just a goon. He's just a mook for his boss, and like his antagonists. Well, his antagonists are sort of the heroes of his world, and now he's sentient. He's like, oh god, I've been a bad guy, but he's got I was inspired by what was it, Mega Man, Astro Boy. I used to watch Astro Boy as a kid, Kimber the White Lion, like that kind of anime. And I had there's this album by the Flaming Lips called Yoshima Battles the Pink Robots. So, what a burp. So I sort of made MINO-Taur a bit more pink to fit into that, and I created this character of Yoshima, who's like the Mega Man, the Astro Boy of her world, and like very goody two shoes. And it's like, I just thought it'd be fun if my guy was like a villain who wants to do better. And so I had Dr. Hero, who's like the Dr. Light, creator of Yoshima, and then Yoshima, and like just some good people. And then of course I have my villain, who's also like my boss and my creator, and
we'll have to learn more about them, but yeah, Dr. Hero and Yoshima on the screen now. Very cool designs.
I think I made Dr. Hero on stream. I think I was just on stream one day on Hero Forge, and I was making him, and so I took some input from people in chat for his design when I came up with him.
Nice.
But he had changed a bit because sometimes I think I work a little better off stream when I'm making a mini, but he's got a lot of input from I guess fans, I'd say.
Sweet. All right, Pepper, your turn.
I wanted to play a cookie goblin finally. Because it's been a while that I played that.
And how did your concept change from Demon Lord to Weird Wizard?
Well, since like I had Kid Bash first, oh wait, no, in Demon Lord, oh geez, how did I change the concept there? I think the concept, like with the classes and stuff, hasn't really changed because the same classes were available. I wanted to be a fighter, and later on the classes that I will have with this character are basically the same that would have been in Shadow of the Demon Lord, but like more powerful. And since we were starting at level 1, I thought, you know, I'm going to bring in the story that we had with, well, not we, but like I used to be in a Pathfinder campaign, and the group kind of you know, kind of went not very harmoniously, I think. And but we did manage to kill the Stag Lord, and that's basically why I thought, okay, this is going to be Pepper's backstory then. Like this is because I had in that group I did had another character, but like it fits Pepper well, I think. Also, the little guy that you were showing there, Palmon, that's actually a concept from. I wanted to have a pal for Pepper, and I was asking Eldritch Oblivion, like, hey, can you name me like a Pathfinder race or something? I need like a companion or whatever. And then yeah, Eldritch Oblivion just said, you know what, how about a Leshy, but like a cabbage? And I was like, okay, cool. And then I made this little guy, and I thought the concept was really cute.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of love for Palmon in the chat when they were revealed.
I hope they come back.
So do I. Hope they all come back. Maybe one day. So yeah, that was a new concept, new characters, a little bit of behind the scenes about, hello, governor. What's up, Lost Me Biscuit? A little behind the scenes about the characters and, you know, the directions that I gave them for their character, you know, rivals and allies. Now, before we continue, there are a few other logos. Before we got to Unlimited Worlds Unite, you sent me a couple more logos, Rubai.
I remember.
All right, here's one.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my god. I don't know why I did that. I think someone said to me like said to me it has to be more colorful or something, and like I was looking up like shows or something, like quiz shows or whatever. It's I don't know, this concept is fucking wild. Yeah, cow. Yeah, it would have been Shadow's Fall cow.
So this is that MINO-Taur campaign you always wanted.
Because we didn't had a name for it, honestly. Like we didn't settle on UWU at the time.
And there was another one.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of concepts I did.
This one's pretty
Yeah,
cool
that
too.
one, Rise of the Demon King. Yeah, I was
It's
experimenting
like
with like
Transformers.
that's actually where how I think no, that's not how what did I look up? I can't remember, but like something was like inspiration for this kind of logo, with like the mask and whatnot.
It's a really
By the
cool
way,
one. Oh yeah.
Fun fact: the little evil face or whatever, that's made entirely out of letters.
Nice. Very cool. I love that. Yeah, so we still hadn't have a subtitle yet, you know, Shadows Fall anthology. We have to have, you know, a little subtitle. So when we were all chatting together one day, brainstorming and everything, I was like, well, we're doing anime. I wonder, and I think one of you came up with this concept before. I don't think I can take credit. But I was like, is there any way I can do like UWU? Can I turn that? So I was thinking, you know, worlds, you know, unite, unlimited, because you are all coming from different worlds. It's an isekai. So if you die, you can come from another world possibly. So I was like, how about unlimited worlds unite?
And it reminds me a lot of like Unlimited Blade Works or something.
Right. Unlimited is like such a great anime buzzword. Oh, and here's a few initial concepts. Go ahead, MINO-Taur.
I did like one of the concepts you came up for a name, Doki Doki Oni Oni.
Shadows Fall, Doki Doki Oni Oni.
A mouthful.
Right. Well, I mean, then you would.
Why didn't we go with that one? Why didn't we go with no?
Oh yeah. Let's practice it. You ready, Simple? Shadows Fall. You got to say Doki.
I was checked out. Get Doki.
Okay.
Oni.
There we go. See, it would have been perfect. But yeah, here was some original, like, just like something you threw together, right, Ruby?
Yeah, I mean that is just these were never meant to be like actual logos. This is more like a concept of like how would I do like font composition. So like this is how my early stage of logo designing looks like, basically. But those are not logos in any shape or form. It's just like how do I want like the whole thing to what kind of feel do I want for the font composition.
Right. And it's good stuff. And then I'll show where we actually ended up. Let me see if I can find it, because I know I have it on here. Ooh, logo. There it is. Without the animation at first, you added that. This is your dip into animating, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I was like, the thing is, okay, so why did I start animating was actually because of Trixie. Because we had like a phone call, well, we had like a Discord call with Trixie, and I had made something else back then, like the little, because we were talking about like what like the JoJo kind of things where these stats would be showing, you know. And Trixie was like putting that together, and I wanted to explain what I was envisioning for it, like how it should be animated and whatnot, and I was like, God damn it would be so much faster if I could do it myself. And I was like, you know what, why don't I learn animation myself? And so I looked up a tutorial how does Photoshop work with like animating stuff, and that's basically then I started to I started to animate in Photoshop, and that's what came to it.
Hell yeah. I know I am jumping around a lot, but I want to go over some of your animation stuff. And welcome in, first time chat Mindful Fae. Hope the campaign is going great. So far, we're just chatting about episodes 1 and 2. We're only 2 episodes in, but a lot of work went into this campaign, so I wanted to talk about it. Thanks again, Mindful Fae. But yeah, we have this. And then I will switch scenes and do the starting soon screen and the intermission screen, and then I'll come back and you can talk about them. That way, because those don't pop up on the YouTube VOD because they're cut out, so I kind of want to show them off. So let me do that real quick. All right, we're back. I kind of fumbled my stream deck for a second there, but we're back.
Yeah, I'm wearing pants.
Honestly,
Definitely.
I thought that was all on purpose.
No, that's my masterful skill as a streamer showing.
Yeah.
But go ahead and talk about those two.
About the intermission screen. So yeah, that's basically what I was just talking about. Like, you know, Trixie was like doing something like what was the program you were using? After Effects or something?
I was using something called DaVinci Resolve because it's free. So
there you go. So you were doing something in DaVinci Resolve, and I was like, I want to have more work. Yeah, I want to have more work, and I started to I started to experiment. Like I think the intermission screen is like the first thing I actually did, because I wanted the characters to kind of slide in and like to animate like the little stats and whatnot. And so that kind of that's why I started to do that, and there was nothing much to it actually. You know, you kind of just let them slide in and whatnot, and then you play around and stuff, and that's it. There's not much to it honestly. But
Wow,
it looks great,
you just described that like sex. Just let it slide in and play around a little bit.
That was actually not intentional.
Oh, try not to die laughing here. All right, you heard it first here, folks. Editing or, animating is a lot like sex. Just slide it in and play around a little bit.
Yeah, you just play around a little bit.
You have dabbled it with DaVinci Resolve, made a silly animation for your cyberpunk character one time. Ooh, fun. Hey, you should share it if you still have it, Z. Put it in the players' corner of the Discord. So yeah. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the big one? Do you want me to play the big one, Ruby?
Oh, yeah, you can play it first and then
All right.
go back to it.
All right. Let's do this right this time. And we'll get it right. Hey, I'm so honored that you put me in that video.
Sorry, I was actually also watching the stream.
Yeah, watching me fuck up again. So prepared.
So prepared. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. What do you want to know? I mean, the thing is like, when I was working on all the other animation stuff, because I think I did the intro was the last thing I did, because it was such a a last minute decision. Actually, I think I did this within 5 days or something. Because I was not having, I had already had like done enough for UWU and stuff, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of want to elevate it. What if we could have an intro? I kind of want to have an intro. What if I could do that? Because I felt so empowered that I could finally animate, because it's something I've never did in my life. Well, technically, I did it once before in art school, but like that is like a decade ago or something. And I could never replicate it because I didn't have the programs. But since Photoshop allows me to fucking animate, I was like, oh my god, what if I could actually make an intro? And so I was just starting to, I don't know, I was trying to play around with the font, with like, animating the font out of it, and like letting the characters slide in. And I was looking up a lot of anime intros as well for like inspiration, so like to see what they do. And it's kind of interesting, like, unless the intro is like super extremely animated or whatever, usually the intro is like, the intros are very easy usually in anime. Like, you have like slideshows of the characters, you have like sometimes you have like a little bit of animation going on, or like you have like repeating animation going on. And like, but like what I've seen like in a lot of intros that I was watching, that they have like a lot of simple elements that kind of move the picture, like what you see like in the last frame with the lines, for example. You see that a lot in anime intros, like especially slice of life intros, I think. And like it's like there's a lot of stuff animated, but it's all very easily animated. Like it's an easy way to animate, like spinning some things, making, like, because like not everything is like a character that is dancing or whatever. Sure, there's intros like that. But that's something I tried out with you, because I already had like kind of like everything, but I needed to fill out more space. Because I was looking up like music on like a site called Envato, where you can find like, if you have like if you have a subscription, you can use like tons of like music and like sound effects and graphics and whatnot. And we happen to have such a subscription, and so I was looking there for like music and whatnot. And so I got that song. I used the shortest version of it. And yeah, the actually like putting in you as like animated and whatnot was actually because I was like, how do I fill the space between like the end and like the character slideshow? Because I wanted to have like a little bit more than the character slideshow. And so I was like, okay, now I'm going even crazier, and I'm going to try to animate with Hero Forge. And so I was like doing like little stop motion and stuff, and like you were actually filler, the animated stuff was actually filler.
Hey, I don't mind. And yeah, when you first sent me that, Ruby, even before it was completely finished, when you first sent and I saw that, I'm like, holy cow, this is like beyond plus ultra. I'm gonna have to step up my game. This is like, I felt like we were in the big leagues when you made that.
maybe we're not there yet, but I just had so much fun doing this because I want this show to be. I always want to improve the next show. That's the thing. Like TYRS was like very simple because like, I also did like a lot of the visuals and whatnot. But like looking back now, I think it was it's very basic. It's I can do much better, and that's what I wanted to do here. Like I wanted to see like how good can I go with like visuals.
Oh, it's been a freaking learning experience and a growing experience, and yeah, from TYRS to Mog to UWU, like yeah, when you sent me everything you've been working on, I was like, damn, I've got to up my game. I got to make sure episode 1 is freaking good. You know, I have to, because I feel like episode 1 of TYRS, episode 1 of Mog, I just had general ideas and stuff, had a few things written out, but mostly I was just winging it. And this time I was like, no, I've got to bring my A game if we're going to look this good.
And honestly, like the character intros, like holy shit, you fucking nailed those. Like those were so fucking good.
Oh yeah, we should talk about those. You sent those to me, right? Sent me those intros and gave me like outlines. Except for MINO-Taur, Rayner sent me like play by play. I had to edit that one down. Everybody else gave me ideas or something close to fully realized that I just needed to edit. But yeah, those were so much fun to make, finding the musics for each scene and writing those out. I hope, and making sure that y'all were included, not just saying what happened. So I hope y'all enjoyed your intros.
Oh yeah, the intros were so freaking good.
Awesome. Hell yeah. I've got a few more things to show, old things that I might be missing here. Let's see. What picture is this? Oh, that's this picture. We'll hide this one. Properties. Okay, what else do we have to show? Oh yeah, the original character logos.
Did I make other character logos? I can't even remember.
You'll see them on the screen.
Oh shit! Yes! Holy fuck!
That was the initial design.
Pepper's logo didn't change much, actually.
Yeah.
Just got a little flair.
Back when you thought MINO-Taur had a 1 and a 0 in his name.
Because I don't know, it's such a it's a thing, like you see something like that, and how could I not? It's incredible to resist.
Ninsible 1, neutralization 0.
I didn't know it was meant to mean something at the time, I think.
Sorry, Chewsdays look like a British TV show, like Tracy Beaker logo. That's my first thought. I saw it. I don't know if anyone that knows that show outside the British.
Fucking iCarly looking ass.
like a Tracy Beaker ass logo. Oh, look at Claire's. I want to say Claire's. I'm sorry. I'm not being mean.
No, we can totally roast these because what we have now is so much better.
Speaking of what we have now, from that.
Oh, and like for Kuro, by the way, I think that's the Death Note. No, I think later on I used the Death Note thing. Yeah, that's like the Death Note style.
Just going more like stereotypically edgier and edgier.
Yes, I mean Death Note is like the most edgiest thing. Like I don't know, it's like super fucking edgy. But yeah, so for MINO-Taur, that was actually the first logo I did. And
They
that
said
one was
something
really-
about Mega Man, right? And that's where you got the
Yes.
inspiration.
Yes. So that one's very much like based on Mega Man. I was going to say Mega Mind. We have Mega Man. We have Chewsday is a combination of Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, actually, because that's the logos that that Simple gave me as a reference. Kuro is just Death Note, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't think there's any other influence other than Death Note, and a little bit of Shadows Fall because of the wings and stuff. And Pepper, I think Pepper is just my own kind of, because like it didn't change much from like what we had seen from the other one. I just thought, you know what, I want to do like a little bit more because like everyone else had like a little bit more, and so I added a flame.
Nice. I'm probably gonna be jumping out of order now, if that's cool.
That's okay. The whole process of making Ubu was not very logical.
So, trying to save
God.
this.
Yeah.
This is the best model of every campaign ever. I'm sorry. The fact that it's so perfectly on point, and I can imagine this literally being like a marketable product.
Yeah, Rayner, tell us about the creation of Donny Specter.
I awoke in a cold sweat. I had dreamed about like how to create this in Hero Forge. Donny Specter. I was like, okay, I need to do it. I dreamt. I got the blueprints right here in my mind. I got to make it now. And yeah, I think we were in a call at the time, like discussing something to do with Woo. And so I just like started putting it together.
Question, okay.
Yeah.
I want to know more about Donny Specter in and on itself. Like, who came up with this concept and everything?
That was actually me, because I was imagining what kind of shows that Kuro would enjoy watching. And for some reason, at the time, because I can't find anything in regards to it, or like barely anyone remembers the TV show Danny Phantom.
I used to watch that show. I remember
I
it very
did.
well.
But
Yeah.
nobody seems to like care or remember for it, so I was like, yo, what would be really funny if it was just like a parody of this, because it's like, you know, ghost fighting guy, and I just imagined like it being an anime series, and like, you know, all the weebs loving it of the thing. It's like the most generic thing that you can think of. And I wasn't expecting the intro to be the way that it was, because I thought it was going to be a lot more like gloomy, edgy, set in a school. And then I was like, oh, wait, hold on. And then when you said like getting the merch and stuff, I was like, oh dear fucking god. And I just rolled with it, and it was fucking great.
Wait, so when did you come up with like what was it, Donny Specter in like in
I
your
think
backstory or
Nim-
something?
I think Nim came up with the general concept, because I gave like a vague idea.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to come up with a name that matched Danny Phantom, so I came up with Donny Specter.
I love it. I always wondered like how that concept came to be, honestly.
Yeah, I just sent Twixie a message because I wanted something cool, because I knew I had cool mall music in Syrinscape, and I was like, I want a mall scene to start off Kuro's Isekai, but I need Kuro to be purchasing something. I'm like, you know, what are some of the fandoms that Kuro would be into? And when she said Danny Phantom, I was like, okay, I can work with that. Funko Pop, what can I use? Stanko Pop, okay. And then I couldn't find a funny name for Hot Topic, so I just called it an alternative store y'all were leaving.
Alternative store.
Generic brand name.
Dude, I can't wait for everyone to find out that Kuro's entire lore is actually just a Sonic Adventure 2 rewrite.
Nice.
For real.
This is real life. Cool. So yeah, I definitely wanted to show that. Next up, I guess we can talk about maps, because I wanted to come up with a. Oh, watch it, Cat Rube. Oh, Cat Rube. I wanted to come up with like. I didn't want to use like. I wanted our own world, you know. I wanted to come up with stuff, but I didn't like. This isn't like a world that I've been building over years or anything. No, I just wanted a cool world, because not only were we anime inspired, now I forgot to mention we're also JRPG inspired, because that's what I grew up with. The first Final Fantasy is my introduction into fantasy and what started me down this dark path.
I mean, for me, it was also a JRPG, so it's very, very fitting, actually.
Hell yeah. So, you know, we weren't going with the worlds collide situation, so I was like, well, I want to be able to incorporate like your worlds into this world. So that's where I came up with the idea of a world that had been at war with the Demon Lord, and the classic trope of the Demon Lord winning but needing to regain their strength. So I was like, okay, so maybe they broke the world. Another inspiration for the brokenness of the world was I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering, and one of the sets was called Shards of Alara, and it was about a world that was broken into different mana, 3 mana color combinations, and each world had their own little themes and stuff because of the mana that was there. I was like, that would be freaking cool. But how am I gonna get the players' worlds influenced? So I was like, well, how about that's what I do with their antagonists, have them summoned earlier to the broken world to quote unquote guard it, and then have their influences on these chunks of the world. So with that idea and wanting season 3 to be more better production wise and stuff, more better production wise and stuff, I was like, well, I need to I need a good world map. I need to get someone, I need to commission this. And when I first said the concept, your first words, Ruby, was all Brotnar, and I was like, yeah.
All Brotnar.
So I was like,
I wanted to give a shout out, but I don't know how All Brotnar is actually spelled, I think. Because I always spell it so weird, so I
got you. I'll shout him out. Shout.
Thank you.
Out. All Brotnar. Sweet.
All Brotnar.
So
There you go.
you can look at this amazing art that I sent All Brotnar for my concept of the world.
Okay, please, when you show the actual map, I want you to don't put that thing away. Leave it up. I want like a side-by-side comparison.
Okay. Bear with me. I have Cat Ruby's arm on my, or head on my hand and arm around my arm, so she's giving me some work. All right, Pro 2. And then the actual map that All Brotnar sent me, it was a work in progress. Sent me a few designs and everything, and we ended up with this beauty here. Well, side by side.
My desktop background.
I love seeing these side-by-side things, you know, how like the idea, because the idea is there, you know, and that like when you give that idea to an artist, like what they do with it, it's just so cool to see.
Oh, I love it. And I worked with all Broadnar and stuff. You see the two of the islands on the left switch places because of how the overlay set up.
Oh, yeah. I see that now, actually.
Oh.
And all Broadnar actually requested to switch like Sludge City and put it on the left side to give more, you know, dynamic because of the colors, because the left side colors are a little the same. And I was about to do it, but then I remembered the overlay and how the characters are set up on the overlay. And so this is the final product with the left-hand side having Kuro and Chewsday's world, or, you know, chunks where their bad guys are at, respectively, to match the Fugies on the overlay.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Literally. I hear you. Rubai. But yeah, that's that. I will go ahead and show, like, I'm just going to run through big pictures of each individual ones and talk about them a little bit.
I can't wait to play more of this campaign.
Me too.
Now.
So first up, we have the Tower of the Demon Lord. Of course, we have to have a tower for the Demon Lord. It just seemed like a good trope, and that's my first initial idea. I was actually going to make it more metal-esque, as in literally metal, but Brotnar sent me, you know, musically metal image of a Demon Lord tower, and I'm like, yeah, I like this idea better.
I don't know. Why did we decide it on Albrotna, by the way? I can't remember.
I don't know. Oh, go
the
ahead.
name is funny.
Well, I mean, they did my merch, and it turned out really well. And you said all Brotnar. I was gonna actually hunt around, you know, and see who I wanted. But when you said all Brotnar, I'm like, you know what? I think that's perfect.
Yeah, and I think because we always say his name very funny, so I don't know. And he's a cool guy, and he does cool art and whatnot. I thought it would be cool to bring him in.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
cool artist.
I'm so happy that you brought him up as a first choice. I mean, it's freaking amazing.
Albrotnar.
All Brotnar. And then I wanted to have a little chunk to start with, you know, that didn't have any of your bad guys on it, a little starting area. So my concept was, you know, these are not meant to be like the full representation, right? This is just like a generic idea.
It's like, why do we need to cross the lake? It is so small, we can just go around to the castle.
Oh my god, you're right.
Exactly. Why do you have to go through the cave? Yeah, no, this is just like when I requested, I was like, think storybook, you know, exaggerated landmarks and stuff. So this, and I will go ahead and switch over to the actual map of the Kingdom of Starterra that Ruby designed it incarnate. So we went from this map to... But yeah, this is go tell us about it.
More for this is more for us playing on it, basically. Like to have like more of a more visual representation, because I don't think like if this was an actual world, it would be way bigger still. Like, you know, it but it's, yeah, I try to do it as, and you told me like, hey, can you add this and that and stuff, and you can add more detail, like the camp of the Beastmen, like that wasn't there in the original in Albrotnar's depiction. So
Oh.
like having a little bit more like what we can look at, like how what you have envisioned that the castle is actually like a city or a town or whatever, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
To
And
have that.
I love what you did here. I did not grab your original design though. I should have grabbed that one. What you sent me first for the Kingdom of Starterra looked like you would be there for like half the campaign. You made it so detailed.
Do you have it ready?
No, you can send it to me.
I can't
though.
remember.
Oh,
I can't remember what the oh, okay. I'm gonna scroll up there though.
it may be in the gathering chat actually. I don't know. I didn't grab it though. But we can talk about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and run through a couple of the other designs too. And then here's the Pirate Isles. This one has kept the name the whole time because, you know, Chewsday's a pirate. And I wanted to have a cool little chunk for Chewsday and their rival. So I came up with the Pirate Isles, and we'll see what shenanigans they get to on this chunk of the world. What are your thoughts, Chewsday? If you're not checked out.
Poggers.
Sweet. That's all I need. Thank you. I got a Poggers from Simple. And then Kuro. Your chunk that your possible villain is at. Oh, go ahead.
I want to say one thing. I always find like when in TTRPGs, when I'm like on a ship or something, I always find it extremely boring. I am excited to see how you make ship stuff interesting.
Yeah, me too.
No pressure.
No pressure. No cap. But this as well, I had the concept of, I didn't know what it was going to be at first. I just thought it would be cool that one of the chunks was like a hidden Fae world, you know, like in the Demon Lord and Weird Wizard, you know, there's the hidden Fae kingdom, Offheim and Demon Lord. I don't know the name in Weird Wizard, so I thought one of the chunks would be cool. And then when Twixie came to me with Kuro's concept being a, you know, school student, but not just a regular one from like a heroing academy, I thought, okay, it would be fun to have like, at first I had like 4 rival schools, but I'm like, okay, that's too much. I need to lower my expectations. So I made it 2 rival schools with like a little coliseum in the center, and that's what I pitched to Brotnar, and this is what he sent me. What are your thoughts on the Hidden Fae Academia, Twixie?
I am quite liking it. It leaves a lot to me to wonder what it's going to be like, because although I know like who's there and the concepts and whatnot, because it's so different to like Kuro's original stuff, I'm just wondering what you're going to do with it and how you're going to make it play out. I'm very excited to see what you actually do with like my villain and how he's affected what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have a tournament arc.
Who knows? We'll see when we get there.
Who
Also,
knows? You might have to go back to school, Ruby.
No!
No.
I have nightmares about that.
Minotaur's gonna get a Japanese schoolgirl outfit.
Wait, no, that would be so funny.
Oh, Kit, bash it in.
I've sent you the thing, the original map there
all right.
that I had.
Before we move to you, Minotaur, we'll go to the original Starterra.
I actually had the wrong sides. Like you see the little. Wait, no. Oh my god. Somewhere there is a. Oh yeah, there's a village in the middle of the map. That's actually the starting village there.
Right.
And then like the big fucking city on the top. Actually, like the city is actually pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
I might
huge.
have to reuse that at some point.
Oh, this is
And,
definitely a reusable map.
And like the castle up there on the right. Yeah, there's much more wide space open. And I can see why we didn't use it because yeah, it looks like a mini campaign in it on itself actually.
Yeah, when you first sent it, I was like, wow, I don't know if I can fill all this up and then still leave room for 4 other chunks. But yeah, I would save this Ruby and use it another time. It's actually really cool. Alright, MINO-Taur. Now we're going to Sludge City. I've had that name for a long time. And when you were talking about your
Sludgecore.
yeah. When you were talking about your concept, I was like, can we work this in? Because, you know, your world is basically Earth in the year 30XX or whatever.
2036, the far off future
Yes.
of 11 years into the future.
Right, right.
2036.
But yeah.
7 years from now.
Yeah, far off.
I was still trying to keep this new world grounded into like Demon Lord / Weird Wizard lore and stuff technology wise. So I would, before this was Sludge City, I would assume this was like a Clockwork City, at the cusp of the Industrial Revolution. And then your bad guy came, and now it is a polluted wasteland, polluted factory world. Tell us more.
It's pink. Lots of pink. Pink robots. Pink sludge. The sludge lets you put more pink onto the robots. It's, I think a lot of the Sludge City idea was mostly yours, and then as I come up with ideas about it, like original concept I had for the villain is a bit different. So then I made it work more of the Sludge City, so you can see like little Japanese castle there in the center. So yeah, like sort of like Japanese architecture and like sludge factories. Yeah, I think.
I can't wait to see what's the lore behind the sludge and everything. Like what that's gonna be. Like I'm excited to know more.
Yeah, I love the idea you came up with, like the pollution and sludge being pink.
Gotta find a way to get that color into the robots when they're mostly like silver and black.
No, I dig it. I love it. Good stuff. Welcome in, Xenos. And now this world was the final chunk. I didn't have as much ideas for this one. I needed more help from Ruby to spitball this one because I didn't know what to do with it, with her villain and such. But I liked the way it ended up.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it because I think the thing is that it lacked identity at first, but what you have now is fantastic. Like Al Brotner did amazing work on it, and I love the train. I can't wait to get on the train. I want to know more about the train. It looks so cool.
Which Final Fantasy is it where you suplex the train? I can't remember now.
I think it's
I'm gonna turn into a train.
Yeah.
Head-on collision with this other train.
Keep that thought, Twixie. But yeah, that was actually added before he started working on this map. I sent the concept. There was no train or whatever. I just had one of those shower thoughts. And I'm like, oh fuck, I want to add the train. So I asked all Brotnar if they could. You know, I didn't want to put too much work. I was like, just put it in the distance and add a train track. That way you're not like, you know, painting a whole train. And yeah, a shower thought that I can't wait to see. And yes, you're right, Twixie, but say no more.
It's also Final Fantasy VI. There we go. I
Yes,
remember.
yes.
Oh, it's 6. Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of my big 3 growing up: Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, and maybe one of my big 2. What would be the third? Soul Blazer, probably. Yeah, but yeah, that's one of my big 3 RPGs growing up was Final Fantasy VI. So don't look up anything, don't read anything, and you know, I will be stealing ideas. So.
I mean, I even stole like ideas from other campaigns for my campaign, so like we all steal from each other, right?
Oh yeah, still liberally from each other and media and stuff. And a heads up to you, Ruba, the quest about rescuing a scout or whatever from your last Weird Wizard game. I'm throwing that into my IRL game for the kiddos.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's a good idea. That'll be a good first quest. Rescue a scout. Sweet. Yeah. So go ahead.
This is from my campaign. Sorry, but like the little message that you couldn't read. By the way, that idea was from Edge of Oblivion's campaign.
Oh, nice. Yeah. One of the number 1 rules of a game master: steal liberally. But yeah, the original, I didn't have this like Deadlands, which I ended up calling it the Deadlands. I didn't have this as the original concept. I was racking my brain of what to do for Pepper and their villain and stuff, and then you gave me some ideas. It gave me good ideas on your villain and gave me free reign to change the villain a little bit. So this is what has become of it. And I look forward to seeing more.
We have great ideas. We have the best ideas. Our ideas are the greatest.
We love these ideas. Okay, let's see. There's some more to show off. Twixie.
Oh.
We have the starting village, which I was just going to name it the Village of New Beginnings, but I ended up naming it New Hope. I think I called it New Haven, but it's New Hope. So tell us about this, our dungeon alchemist.
I would, but I have another phone call. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry.
Trixie is like
So popular.
She's like so popular right now.
I mean, we're lucky that she's playing in this campaign.
Right? It's incredible.
But I will do some other maps because I know she has some inspiration for this map. But I asked Twixie to make a starting village, a forest scene, and the Beastman's outpost from Dungeon Alchemist, and then I would work with it as we go. And then here is the forest that she made. Dungeon Alchemist is really cool.
Oh yeah, that was made by Trixie too.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I always like when we have like coherent styles with something, and like using this style for our maps that we walk on is pretty nice. If we keep continuing these maps, they're cool.
Well,
I mean, we use them in Morg as well.
yeah, we started like episode 7 or so using Twixie Dungeon Alchemist maps. And here's the Beastman village that Twixie created.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
All hail the Demon King.
All hail the Demon King.
The Demon King. Why did I say the Demon King? It's the Demon Lord.
I don't know, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you failed.
fits
Not glad
character.
you failed. Yeah, it does. Good call, Simple. Fits the character.
Yeah.
I'm not glad you failed the roll, but I am glad you failed the roll because it made
Oh,
sense.
I'm glad I failed the role. It was perfect. The whole scene, like it all went totally out of control. I like that we, since like our original plan was to have like characters who are basically overpowered and stuff and would like could wipe anything in the beginning. Like it's much more satisfying to start with characters that don't know how things work and like we started with Morg. With Morg, our characters were also like very fuck ups and whatnot, and so are these. Like our characters are stupid.
Good stuff.
Hello, I return. I am very sorry.
It's okay.
welcome back.
Welcome back. I showed off the forest and the Beastman's village. Do you have any words on those?
Not too much actually. They were quite quick ones because I've unfortunately not had enough time to make everything like fully flashy and like as amazing as I could do. So I do wish I could have made them a bit better. This one I do quite like because I feel like it fit the concept. I did quite like making the village, even though it was a little bit rushed. Nim knows the original concept, but I don't think you know the place that it was from. The original village is actually an entire, like, nearly one-to-one recreation of a Final Fantasy IV town. Nearly down to it. There was a lot of... You requested quite a few changes, but overall, in, like, spirit, it is based off a JRPG town.
Heck yeah. And here it is on screen now. And when you said that, I hadn't played Final Fantasy IV, really, much to my, dismay. I started 1 and 6 were my main ones back in the day, 1, 6, and 7. But yeah, 4 was a good one. I never owned it, never rented it. So when you said you were basing it off of Final Fantasy IV, I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to hear. So that's cool. And then I'm guessing forest was, just because I just said, hey, a generic forest map, basically.
Yeah, I thought of a generic forest, and the way that it generated, I felt like it was... I often imagined, like, when it came to forest stuff, I actually based this one off a very similar place to where we used to walk our dog when I was a bit younger. They've actually like deforested the area since then, so I was like, I can sort of like remember the way that it went. And so that's where this one came from.
That's fun. I like that. All right, we're hitting the 2-hour mark. I wasn't going to go for very long. Let me play some music and see what else I want to show off before we end it. Thank you, Rayner, for the hydrate. I will show this real quick. Posture check. Here's one of the promos that Ruby did. And the stretch. Oh, the full package.
Credit goes to Rayner for the
Posing, right?
character composition, because that's something I cannot do in Hero Forge. That's something only he can.
Shh, don't tell Hero Forge I'm using cheats. Shh.
Somebody clip that. Okay.
Don't clip it.
And then the one of the designs for the overlay, so I'm gonna go to the overlay real quick though. It's gonna be this model. UWU in-game. Boom. Yeah, this is my old model. But this is how the overlay ended up, except for with me being a Hero Forge model. I wasn't ready to change. And
Resistant.
and here is one of the concepts for the overlay that Ruba did. Tell us about this one, Ruba.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, since like it was supposed it's a JRPG style campaign. I thought what would have been funny is if we did like a battle screen, you know, for when we have battle, so you could like show the monster that like basically behind you, like imagine there's like a monster behind you or something, and we would have used that for, you know, for battle, for like boss battles or something, or maybe even if you talk to someone or some, you know, something like that. I also see like our old character concepts there, which is funny. But yeah, but like it would have been too much work, honestly. Like too much work because I also was thinking like, what if we also have like fighting poses and stuff with our weapons and whatnot. But it's just not possible in terms of like, you cannot just press a button and like everything changes or something. It's too much work, so I scrapped it. Like too much work on your end as well, like and you're already you know, DMing and stuff and streaming, and like, you know, you're doing so much multitasking. I wanted to keep like the stuff that you have to do on your end to a minimum, and so like that one would have been cool, but like too much that could go wrong, honestly. And who knows, maybe this is something we can talk about in the next campaign. Maybe we'll find a solution or whatever.
Possibly. I mean, it's a really cool idea, really grandiose, and I appreciate you taking it easy on me because, yeah, I mean, I forget stuff already. So extra stuff would just be like disastrous.
Yeah, that's why I thought like, yeah, let's not overcomplicate it for now.
Heck yeah. All right.
I look exactly the same.
You do? It's like looking into a mirror. All right. Well, we'll hide that. Not that. We'll hide that. And we're at the 2-hour mark. I only wanted to stream for 2 hours talk. I won't keep you much longer, but there are a few like models to show off if you want to talk about some models real quick before we end. Starting with... Actually, I should have started with someone else.
Yes, fingernails.
We'll start with...
Love that design.
Yes, me too. We're starting with someone else, though. We're starting with this because this is who started it off. And yes, I admit I had some... The goddess. I had some poor roleplay in episode 1. My bad with the goddess. But, you know, it's still a fun campaign. Please watch, like, and subscribe. Tell me about your idea with this concept, because we know we wanted a goddess to summon, you know, Konosuba, inspiration and stuff. Please, Rayner. I don't have the original. I should have grabbed the original. If you want to send me the original, I'll put that in as well.
Yeah, I'll grab that. Basically, hands. I wanted a lot of hands. And there was even more hands at one point. Let me get that. So my button to push to talk is like, it might miss some things. I might grab a little bit.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I had to put my foot down on some of the hands.
All right, there it is. All right, it's sending. But yeah, lots of hands. Because I was like, okay, I need like some sort of iconic imagery with this character to like make them stand out. Because like when it comes to designing a god, there's like, how do you make someone look like a god without it just looking like a just anyone from the Greek pantheon, putting was it Topega or whatever, a toga? Well, I can't remember what the word is.
Toga, yeah.
Yeah, toga. It's like blah, bit generic. So I was like, okay, what if she's just wearing hands? Everything was hands. Her clothes were hands. She has 6 hands. She's got hands for ankle holders. She's got hands for wings. She's got a hand halo. And yeah, I had to cut down the hands. She also got hands on her face. And I don't know why the hands. I think I was making another character who was like hands. And then I was just inspired to make this character with the hands. Codenamed the Hand Maiden when I was making her.
And here's the original hands-on version.
Yeah, I think we would have gotten kicked off Twitch.
Now you
Gone.
only think that now?
Yeah, well, I like to push things. I'm a bit of a rebel. I'm an artiste. I like to. I'm a little. There's a little bit of French in me, you know. I like to get a bit of raunchy with it, you know. But yeah, we would get kicked off Twitch.
Yeah, but I put my foot down on the hand skirt and was like, I like the design, but I think you need to change the skirt. And what did you tell me about the design, about the hands? You had some lore.
Oh yeah, it's like the future. Something's like the fate of the world is in your hands, or something like that.
Yeah, and what you...
the other thing, yeah, it's like, and you like had a thing. There's like a bunch of guards, and like she's like the only remaining guard, and so it's like the sort of like the hands on your, like all of their hands on her shoulders, since like she's their last hope.
Exactly. And I took that idea, and that's why I created the Golden God Bahamut, because of your lore and your design. It was the only reason Bahamut was involved in the story, was because of that.
The Golden God. We're gonna buy him back into existence.
Exactly. But yeah, I love taking stuff from my players to inspire me for my games. So that's one example of, there was no Bahamut before Rayner created this goddess and gave the goddess that lore. There was no Bahamut in the story.
Love it. Love to see it.
And then we will go on to our guide, the recurring character in the stories. So tell us about this design, Ruba.
Well, we needed a finger nipple, right?
I
so
guess.
the thing actually you should show all the old designs, because that was the best design that I did. Like, do you have the other designs from finger nipples still?
I saw them, but I didn't download them when I was scrolling through our messages. If you have
Damn it.
the Willem Dafoe finger nipples and all that, you can send them.
The what?
You
The Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, you made an image. I saw it when I was scrolling through. It was just a finger nipple's face, and it looked like Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god, no! I would have to scroll like again.
Oh no! They catch me scrolling.
Maybe I can find it really quick.
Yeah, no worries. And then, well, there's
I just
two
used
different
the,
poses of the new one.
Yeah. Well, while I search for the old concepts, like the thing is, like I had a lot of trouble coming up with like design for finger nipples actually for this campaign, because because I was so stuck in like I want to do anime stuff, and you said, you know, something that we kind of wanted to have, like something that is like resembles anime and whatnot. And oh yeah, okay, I found the Willem Dafoe. You can have that one. And like how the fuck do I turn a character like Fingernipples into something anime? And I did had like way earlier concepts for that, where he would have like really crazy hair, and like would be looking more like yeah, there you go. I found one of them. There you go.
And here's
This
a
one.
if Willem Dafoe played Finger Nipples.
Bro, look at this dude.
Look at this dude. I don't know if I've sent you the other ones as well, but like I've sent you one.
There he is.
One of the concepts from Fingernipples, like that the earliest UWU Fingernipple concept, basically, and that one was based off of because you said Konosuba, right?
Yeah.
In Konosuba, there's like this one muscly guy who kind of looks like that with like the jackets and stuff, you know, like and he has like. I think he has pink hair or something. It's been a while since watching the show, but like he's a background character, and he always also does like, you know, is very bro and is showing thumbs up and whatnot, and I used him as inspiration for Fingernipples to be like, you know, a crazy background character, right, in a crazy world. But we never vibed with the design. You didn't like it, and I was also like, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel it. You know, it's the colors clash way too much. The blue doesn't work, and you know, it just doesn't. The design doesn't work. That's the thing. It's weird. And then Hero Forge released some new things. The top released the top there, that you see on him, and I was like, oh my god, it has 3 nipples. What the fuck? This is perfect. And so I tried my the whole reason why I tried the design again was like because of the top that Hero Forge released, actually. And yeah, I came up with something more adventurous, something. He looks like a hero, basically, and I like that. I like that he can look like a hero. He's the guide of the goddess. He has to look a little bit special, you know.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
And I also made him younger a little bit. I gave him a facelift to animify him, and also the ears are different from the original Fingernipples as well.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I love this. Love this interpretation of Finger Nipples.
Can't wait to see what the next Fingernipples will be like.
I can't wait until he's revealed to be the Demon Lord.
Maybe that's where he actually goes. Like when we have him in our codex, like that's he actually gets teleported back to his castle, and then he does like the scenes with like these heroes and stuff, and he has like this eldritch cat and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're heading to the Dank Caverns next, boss. Let's see. We also have this.
Oh my god,
guy.
these are so good.
Talk about him, Rayner.
Crash Bandicoot.
That's why I like them so much.
Nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it.
originally he had a big stone sword. I was thinking that I don't know, like too much. I was like, oh, maybe they're like, I don't know, more tribals. Had like a big stone sword, and then now he said, get an axe, please. It's all right. So gave him the axe.
What I really like about those are the fucking colors. I don't know what you did to these colors, but like the colors are so fucking amazing on these models.
Agreed.
Yeah, I just don't have like basically the colors are just the low, high, and midpoint are basically the same. So and I just put like the bright and then use color theory.
Yeah,
And-
I mean that's
yeah.
why what I do as well now for my minis at the moment. But like I don't know, like the colors on these models are just so satisfying to look at.
Oh yeah, and yeah, the hair. I got like a certain way of doing the hair, and then goat guy. So good thing they have rams in Hero Forge. So yeah, actually with both this guy and wolf guy, I took like a familiar or a mount in this case, and I shrunk their body down, and I just have like the head poking out of the humanoid body. So the goat sound. Yeah, this goat guy here, like the eyes in the actual goat head are like much smaller, so I want to like give like big cartoony eyes. So I like did a lot of kit bashing of that, like tails for the eyebrows and all that.
And even though it's the next episode, let's talk about the boss.
Yeah, shaman guy. So you wanted like a bone shaman. So I sort of come up with like a what's his name? Black Pete? Like not a Black Pete, it's a pirate name. From what was it The Witch? Robert Eager's The Witch.
Oh yeah,
The devil is like
Black Phillip.
Black Phillip, that's it. I was thinking of like Black Phillip. And yeah, 6 horns, sort of. It's not exactly a pentagram because the pentagram is 5, but it's like it's a bit more demonic. And like these strings between the horns, because that's like a shaman thing. I'm thinking of like the things like witches put up in the woods.
Oh yeah.
And
Totems?
it's like totems, but it's like a thing that's like a dream catcher, I guess.
Yeah. Like for their
those,
headdress.
yeah.
Yeah. Like how would a shaman decorate their horns? There's a few ways. I was thinking like it would make sense as a shaman who's probably not using like as much tech. It would just be like tying the strings between the horns.
Nice. Heck yeah. I love those models. I loved what you gave me for that. And the whole Beastman village, you know, the only reason I came up with that was because it was requested that we take more time. So I didn't want to rush y'all through to the cave for Starterra. So I created a little side quest, kind of.
Yeah, we gotta take more time with everything. I like taking time.
Oh, a random encounter.
Random encounter. Oh right, the oh, do you know what Hero Forge released today? Yesterday for Treasure Tuesday, by the way.
Oh, what they
Because
released.
I think you want to talk about this one. They released new pipes,
Oh man.
and they look so cool.
Well,
I will probably update this model to have like one of the new pipes because they are really fucking cool.
nice. So what was your idea inspiration for this NPC?
Oh well, you told me to make like 3 merchants, right? And was like, okay, I'm gonna go crazy with them. I think after I asked like, can I go crazy with them? And you were like, yeah, go ahead. Or can I use the ancestries like on the ancestry book? And then I was like looking through them and like I don't know. I thought a frog would be cool because I usually don't make frogs, and like when I was working on him, like I think the first thing that was pretty interesting to put on was like a hat, to make him more mysterious, and then this rice farmer hat came up, and I was like, yeah, that's it, and I make him like, you know, kind of like Chinese, Japanese, Asian kind of merchant, and like everything just felt like that design was pretty straightforward. I don't think I did like any other designs for that merchant, because I thought I'm just gonna have fun with it and make a polywalk.
Definitely inspired me to the large scroll. I was like, oh, that's perfect for keeping their inventory in, you know. Reminds me of like Naruto and stuff, hiding their gear in like large scrolls. One of the characters, I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's like some more anime bullshit that you can pull. Exactly.
And I tried to give him a cool voice, but I think I ended up just sounding like a pirate.
Arr.
Arr. And then we have another merchant.
Wants it. Oh, there we go.
I love Taledemalians.
Me too. You know, honestly, okay, this one was came out of spite, actually.
Oh.
No, do you know why? Because like Rayner had like
My pants. My pants.
yes.
My pair of pants.
Yes, actually, because like we still want to run the side campaign, or like not campaign but like one shot thing, and you came up with like a character that was basically just pants and said that was a Taledemalian, and I was like, that's so stupid. That looks so fucking stupid. Who would want to play this?
You
Why
were
are
mad.
you like this?
You were mad.
And I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna make a cool Taledemalian. Like I because I looked them up after you said it, and I was like, oh, these are so cool. And like I have to make like a cool one. Like it's how I imagined them.
And
That's the story behind it. Why I chose to.
I knew you were still mad about the pants.
Yeah, I was really mad about that.
well, I am so glad that you had a revenge model, because this is like my favorite design, and you know, I've seen in a long time. I love all your models. I love all your designs, but this just gave me like inspiration just from the design and stuff and ideas, and I just love it. It's so cool. I love the bow tie too.
Yeah, it ties together like the design, I think, because I think the bow tie was like the last piece that I was like, this model is too unified. It needs like a little splash of something like an eye catcher.
Oh yeah, I love this. It inspired me to role play him the way they role play, and the mask itself, I was like, oh, you know, you threw the mask on the end of the staff. I'm like, what if they put it on and their eyes move like, you know, Spider-Man and Deadpool's eyes or whatever to convey emotion, since they can't convey emotion.
The mask of God.
The mask of Wisp. Maw. Do we have any other models before we wrap up and head out? I don't want to keep Simple too much longer. Oh, here we go. Simple. Simple.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. What?
Squiggly Wiggly.
Squiggly Wiggly.
Yes.
Squiggly wiggly.
Squiggly Wiggly Biggly. Tell us about that,
The
Rayner.
MPP.
Yeah. Freaking 5d6 damage for a level 1 spell. Love it. Tell us about Squiggly Biggly, Rayner.
So like Simple and I are hanging out, and I was like, what's Squiggly Biggly like? And they're like, yeah, jellyfish. Okay. So I like pulled up like SpongeBob jellyfish, like this? And she's like, yeah. And then I made them, but blue, so we don't get sued. And they're basically, it's just an egg, a yakgwa cookie for like the bottom part of it, and then 4 tails.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That now that you say it, yeah. Now I can see it.
Very cool work. MVP. Definitely.
I go.
If you want, Ruby, we can go over one more. We have the one blacksmith that you've met. But if you don't want to go over too much.
Just heads up, there's more.
There's more blacksmiths.
Yeah, there's more blacksmith coming.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm really excited to see who is going to be where, because I only made them, but I don't know when who will show up. So
And I took inspiration from your names and changed them slightly, just slightly.
good. Yeah, so I really don't know who will be there and when and where and how.
Yeah, this is our first one here, Jan Smith.
Jan Smith.
Sweet. Yeah, I feel like that's an anticlimactic way to end. I should have saved something cool for the end, but that's pretty much all I had wanted to talk about. Unless y'all can think of anything else, leave it to my players.
Wait, this I just remembered you sent me a bunch of dwarfs one time. I didn't realize it was for UWU.
Oh yeah. All those yeah, you know the designs.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
just spoilers, dwarfs.
So yeah, anything
Yeah, no,
else?
I don't have anything anymore. I'm going to send you something privately, because I was working on something while we were streaming, but I have to take a shower and visit my family soon. So yeah, I don't have anything else anymore. Tune in Shadows Fall Unlimited Worlds Unite this week on Saturday, when we are going to go into the dank caverns.
Saturday on Twitch and probably Sunday on YouTube. So far, we've been doing pretty good of having, 2 episodes. We had watch along parties Sunday as I trim them, and they went up later that day. So maybe the YouTube VOD will be up on Sunday. Closing words. Yeah, check out my YouTube. If you haven't, like and subscribe, please. That's where all the campaigns are at. But closing words, we'll start with you, Chewsday, and make our way left.
Bye. Bye. No, like, shit, I was checked out again. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. Epic. Yeah, I'm gonna get a blood test. Bye.
What's up, Brox? How about you, Twixie? Any closing words?
Not particularly. I will be live on tonight on twitch.tv/TwixieGobo. I am not too sure what I'm doing yet, because I was made aware today that it is National Goblin Day somewhere, and I can't remember where. So I should probably do something for that. But other than that, nothing too much. I have 2 very big things coming up, but unfortunately I cannot talk about them, so stay tuned for those in the coming months.
Exciting. How about you, Rayner?
The cable on my drawing tablet broke, so until the cable comes in from Germany, probably won't stream. So I can't even draw. So yeah, bye.
And that leaves me, I guess. Well, my streams are kind of on ice at the moment because German internet is fucking shit, and we did today. We made a contract with a new provider, but that new provider will have to give us internet like in the next 2 weeks or so. So like, yeah, I'm gonna be on hiatus for a moment until my internet is fixed, because it's just not reliable. I cannot say like I'm gonna do a stream and then suddenly internet goes out. So yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, lucky that it's lasted today, and we will still be back Saturday for Shadows Fall, Unlimited Worlds Unite Episode 3. We will battle the German internet and try to get through that episode as well.
If push comes to shove, I can still join on my telephone. It won't be a good quality, but like I could still play with y'all.
Yeah, if it comes to that, we'll figure it out. We'll make it work. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Me though, tomorrow I'll be back tomorrow for some more dank dungeon crawl with Legend of Grimrock, and then of course Saturday for episode 3 of Shadows Fall Unlimited Worlds Unite. If you're catching this on YouTube, if you made it this far, please like and subscribe. I'll have this up in a day or two, hopefully. And hey, more shorts are coming out this month. I should have 3 more shorts this month. One more will come out tomorrow, the story time with Cardinal Michael. So look for that on YouTube. But yeah, please like and subscribe on the YouTube. Can't shout that out enough. And I'll be back tomorrow for more Twitch gaming, and then Saturday for UWU. So, oh, one more thing that you created, Ruba, was the end save. So we will end save with that. If you want to talk about it real quick while I look for a raid target.
Oh, you gave me that idea because like you showed me like a screenshot or something of like Final Fantasy or something with our faces and whatnot, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make something out of this, like because you said something like about a JRPG menu or something, and I was like, yeah, no, I need to do this, and I baked in the other campaigns as well. Actually, if you look into the save screen there, it has like TYRS and Morg as well.
Yeah, heck yeah, it does. And I will switch that scene before we actually raid out so everyone can see it. We're gonna raid Magical Bard. They're playing some Skyrim. What should our raid message be?
Nice. I miss Skyrim.
I miss your slow playthrough.
Ooh woo.
Ooh woo. Yeah, ooh woo. That's the raid message. Short and sweet and to the point. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Xenos, Mimi, everyone for hanging. Mindful Faye for stopping by. Gartoon for the lurk. Robin, first time chat. Everyone hanging out. Everybody, if I miss you, all my players again. Yeah, timers counting down. Okay. Thank you, players, for everything. Thank you for playing. I love you guys, and don't leave me hanging. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.